Piano chords are amazing. They're kind of like words. The more that you know, the more that you can say. The problem is that even piano chords that are the same type, they all look different. They all have different shapes. They use different black and white notes. It can be a little bit confusing to figure out at first. And it doesn't really seem like there's that clear of a pattern. Or is there? So what I'm going to show you today is a pattern that's helped me to rapidly identify all of the chords that I need to play. And what's super cool about it is that once we're done, we're actually going to have this handy dandy cheat sheet. It lives just on an index card, and it can show you tons and tons and tons of different chords because this pattern is so simple. And you can even use it for jazz chords and more complex harmonies. Like, there are thousands of chords that you can learn with this method. It's so cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with two types of chords, major chords and minor chords. And if I'm really excited, we might get to some bonus ones as well. So a major chord is a happy chord. It kind of has this happy sound to it. Minor chords kind of have this minor kind of sad sound to it. Now, here's the problem that most beginners fall into is they learn these two chords. This is C major and this is C minor. And they go, oh, obviously, minor chords are ones that have black notes in it. Ah, that seems easy, right? What if only it was ever that easy? So let's look at this, for example. Let's take that major chord. All of these are also major chords, but this one uses all black notes. The rest of those use some black notes. So what's the pattern here? Well, I will show you using this note card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my note card and I'm going to line it up on middle C right here. We're going to use that chord that we learned before as an example, but this will be able to show you all different kinds of chords, all different kinds of major chords, I should say, all over the piano. So I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to mark this first note right here. I'm just marking what is covered by the white area. Don't mark the full width of the key, just what is shown here on the white area when you line the card up with the black notes as well. And you can do this and follow along with me if you would like. Okay, so we've got C marked. The other two notes of the chord are E and G. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those right there as well. Okay, so now I've kind of made a template for major. So I'm going to write major. Now what's cool about this, now that I have this marked on my card, is I can slide this anywhere and build a major chord on any other key. This is so cool. Let's do this together. So let's say I want to go to this black note, for instance. I want to make an E flat major chord. What do I do? Okay, so I'm going to line up my black line that I made to this note, and then it'll show me the other two notes that I need to play. So I need to play this note as indicated by this line, and I need to play this note as indicated by this line. Let's play them all together. You hear that it's got that bright, happy sound to it? Oh, that is so sweet. And again, I can move this anywhere. I can move it to this black note, and I can build a major chord there. This is now your major chord cheat sheet. You can move it anywhere, and it'll work. So let's do one for minor as well. And if you want to just save on space, you can do it on the opposite side of the card that you just did. I'm going to do it on a different card. So again, I'm going to start with C. I know C minor. I know that chord, so I'm going to use that chord as an example. That's got C, E flat, and G. So I'm going to go ahead and mark E flat, again, marking just the width of this black note here, and then just the width of this G here. Very cool. Okay, so now I've got minor. I'm going to write minor on there. And then now we can, again, let's put it on D, for example. So I'm going to line up this line with the middle area of D, and that shows me, oh, I have this note to play and this note to play a minor chord. Let's play that all together. Ah, D, F, and A. And I hear that minor sound. I hear that sad sound. Very cool. So again, now I can slide this anywhere I want on the piano. Take care not to right with Sharpie on your piano like I did. Don't mark it like I did. Don't make the mistakes that I did. But now you should have a minor cheat sheet. So now what's the pattern? You might be asking what pattern are we talking about still? And so now if I take these two cards and I hold them kind of over each other, do you notice something? Do you see how the space between this first note, this first line, and then the second line, do you see how it's bigger on the major? That's why major chords sound different than minor chords. It's because that middle note is moved a little bit closer to the bottom note in minor. Now, why does that sound sad? I have no clue. You have to ask a psychologist. But what I do know is that pattern is true for every major and minor chord. Now, the way that you can measure it, this is kind of helpful, is we can measure the actual number of keys that are in between. So if we start on this, if we call this first key 1, this next black key, let's call that 2. And then we have a white key next, let's call that 3. And then we have another black key next, let's call that 4. And finally, we have a white key last, 5. So that means that there are 5 keys. In music terminology, we might call those half steps. I don't know why we call them half steps, because it's a whole key. But anyway, that's a bone I have to pick with another music theorist another day. But point being that there are 5 keys, black and white, between C and E, counting both C and E. Does that make sense? That one has 5. How many does minor have? Minor has 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the measurable difference between major and minor. So if you want to use the note card, great. If you want to just memorize this pattern of major is 5, minor is 4, both of those will get you to the same place. And of course, you can do the same thing with this distance between the top 2 notes, or maybe the bottom note and the top note. That probably will be the easiest for you to always get right consistently. Or you can just use the note card. Now what's really cool is there are all sorts of other types of chords that you could learn. Let's learn just one more because it's really fun. Let's learn a diminished chord. This is used in jazz. It's also used in classical all the time. Really, a really poignant chord on its own, but in context it can sound really pretty. Those 3 notes are C, E, and G flat. And then, as always, I can move it somewhere else. I'll move it to D, and I can see that the notes that I need to play for a D diminished chord are D, F, and A flat. So I'll write diminished here. And that's it. One last tip. If you're crazy like me and you're into jazz, you can take this and you can create all sorts of different 7 chords. So 7 chord is when we're adding an extra note over here. And I can learn, for example, a C major 7, C, E, G, and then adding this B on top. Oh, it has this beautiful bittersweet sound. Oh, I love that. And then you can build your 7th chord on there. So I hope you have fun playing some chords. Hope you learned something new. And I'll see you on the next one.